Tina Nguyen. I was raised in Sacramento, spent my adult life after college in the Bay Area, and I came back to Sacramento about 7 years ago, got married, and the chef of Pho Xe Lua is my husband. So we took on this endeavor about 2 years ago, 6 months before COVID. It's a family business. They have ran it for about 15 years now, and they passed the torch on to my husband, Bobby, who's the executive chef here. And we've been doing this again for about 2.5 years now. So that's kind of it. So this is Pho Xe Lua. It's a pho restaurant, Vietnamese restaurant, but the family that owns it is ethnic Chinese. So we have an array of dishes, from Vietnamese dishes, Chinese dishes. We even have pad thai and Japanese bento boxes. So we just have a variety of things so that the entire family can enjoy. They've had this business for about 15 years now. But they've been in Sacramento all their lives. So this is their third restaurant endeavor. But my husband's first. So again, about 2.5 years now that we've been doing this. You know, the restaurant industry is very difficult because we service so many different people. But that's also what I enjoy about it, because our clientele is very diverse. Our customer base is very diverse. And I don't mean just ethnically. We have families, startup families, we have older people, we have single people, we have married people, and it's always fun to people watch. So I think that's the best part about this job, is that we not only get to feed and sustain their lives and nourish them, but we also get to watch them socialize, because I definitely associate socializing with eating, and I think that being here and being able to serve them is the best part about this job. So the day Governor Gavin Newsom announced the shelter in place, I think it was a Thursday or Friday night, my husband and I actually shut down early. So we usually close at 10 p.m., but that day I think we went home about 6 o'clock, so we didn't do dinner service. The reason being, we went home to kind of strategize and see what we were going to do, because we didn't know what was going to happen. So the strategy at that point was, let's finish out the weekend, because we did have meats and food that was already prepped. So we were just going to go through the weekend and probably Monday shut down or close down. But that didn't happen, because I think that weekend was so busy for to-goes and deliveries, which then made us realize that we still had to stay open to help nourish the frontline workers, because we're only about 1.5 miles from UC Davis Medical Center, and a lot of our patrons are doctors, nurses, patients, families of those patients. So my husband said, you know what, we got to stay open for the frontline workers. And we have every day since. I think the only day we took off was Thanksgiving of 2020. So that was the only day we closed. We reduced our hours. We used to be open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. And we decided to reduce it from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And that was a drastic change for not only our customers, but for our staff. So obviously reducing hours, reducing pay, furloughing. We didn't need as many front staff, in the sense of the front of the store, the waiting staff, because it was all to go. So we were still quite busy. So we needed at least 3 to 4 people a day. I think it just took a toll on a lot of people, because we just didn't know. It was the unknown. But we try to make it as safe as possible. We put up barriers, like the shields, to protect them. Obviously masks were required, gloves were required. We had our no mask, no service signs up. We were very diligent about that. We also almost ran out of masks because PPP was so low. So in the beginning, I actually stuck with fabric masks and things of that nature, just because I didn't want to go through so many disposable masks. The kitchen was masked up. Everybody was masked. Customers were masked, even for to-goes. You could open, but only 25%, up to 25%, or up to 50%. We would follow those guidelines. We also realized that the elderly in the community that we love so much and is a big part of, didn't have access to food. Food accessibility was an issue. So to stay open, their kids could go online and do the delivery, because we had DoorDash, Grubhub. We then added Postmates and Uber Eats, so that we had all the delivery platforms, major delivery platforms, to service our customers. And so we realized that the elderly couldn't do it, but if they were mostly they live in generational families, so somebody could do that for them. Higher priced inventory. So all of our prices have increased on all of our dishes because of the supply chain. Crude oil is up, which means all logistic companies' prices are up, including vendors, meat, pho, everything. We've changed vendors because some vendors are no longer available, so some of our items have changed. We no longer have egg noodles that are thin. We have them, but not as much, because now the vendor changed to a larger noodle. We no longer have clear noodle, which is the clear, glass noodle. We don't have that anymore because the vendor stopped sending it. Boba, there was a shortage on boba at one point. So I think that we have to be honest with them and let them know that if they don't already understand the economics that we're going through, inflation, things of that nature, then we have to let them know the prices have increased because of X, Y, and Z. We understand that right now the economy is also, I wouldn't say in dire straits, but it is a tough place to be right now because not a lot of people are working. So we understand that, and we've tried to keep our prices affordable, but also at a point where we can maintain the business. So my last advice to small businesses is that fight for your employees. They're the ones who are there to keep your business alive. Then you need to make sure they're taken care of and well taken care of by the customers. And most of the staff live in multi-generational homes. So the concern was, I am risking my life to serve these customers, and I may contract COVID and take it home to my family. So we understood that because we ourselves are risking our own lives coming home to each other. So my husband actually paid them hazardous pay out of his own pocket. Because we know that they don't have to do this. They could quarantine at home as well, but they were willing to, and we had to compensate for that. They enjoy serving the community, and I think that's the other thing too, is that this restaurant is in the heart of Little Saigon in Sacramento, and so they get to see their friends, their families, extended family come and enjoy a meal. So my staff is very, very dedicated, and we love them. But we actually didn't open for dine-in service until the staff was fully vaccinated. So the last person that was to be vaccinated was at the end of April. So we opened again mid-May 2021. So we were closed a good 14 months for dine-in. Definitely thankful to my husband's family who started this business and made it so consistent so that they could have a great customer base, loyal people who travel from Fairfield, Davis, from Placerville just to come have a nice bowl of pho. So really thankful for that. Again, they've been doing this for 15 years and even longer. So really want to give a shout out to Uncle Chan, Auntie Michelle, my husband's entire family pretty much. The second, and obviously patrons who travel afar, but also just other regular ones that we see every day. So thank you so much for coming in and keeping us open pretty much. And I would say the third would be definitely our employees. And I don't want to forget our employees' families, because they sacrifice by allowing the employees to come in during this time where COVID is running rampant and risking their lives and the potential of quarantining from their families. So I think we have to keep that in mind too, that it's not just our employees, but the extension of the families as well. So thank you for allowing them to come work here during this crazy time. So again, my name is Tina, and my husband Bobby is the chef here at Pho Xe Lua. We just want to thank you for everything, the time that you spent here, the trips that you make to come to visit us and enjoy our food. And also just thank you for keeping us afloat during this entire time. The last 14 months of COVID haven't been easy on a lot of people, but we come in and day out for you, and along with our employees, and we enjoy it. So thank you for coming in, seeing us, making our lives and time go by faster, because when it's busy, time goes by so quickly that we don't even know we were part of COVID. So thank you for doing that for us, and we hope to see you soon.